take a look at race number 9 at Aqueduct on Saturday. It's the Grade 2 Remsen Stakes. It's a mile and an eighth with a purse of $250,000. Who can get the distance? It's also a Kentucky Derby prep race. Tell you what, I think this race is wide open. You can make an argument for several of these horses. Let's take a look at the field. Day 1 starter, trained by Suge McGahee. His debut, he finished 6th, the next time out. Won by 4.5, then he stretched him out to a mile. And he was the favorite in that race, and boy, did he ever disappoint. Finishing 3rd, behind by 10. He's going to have to step up his speed figures. It's Day 1 starter. Paladin, trained by Chad Brown. Man, he spent $1.9 million on this horse. His debut, well, they debuted him at 1 mile. And he raced well. He raced very well. Crossed the finish line 2nd, but he was placed 1st through disqualification. I think the distance of a mile and an 8, well, he's bred for that distance. He should really prefer longer distances. Sired by Gunrunner. Out of a tappet mare. He should be able to run all day. I will use Paladin on my tickets. I did. Trained by Mike Maker. His debut finished 5th, then followed up with a 2nd place finish, far behind by 9 3/4, but he did finish 2nd at 29-1 the next time out. Over Sloppy Racetrack at Churchill, stretching out to a mile and 16th. Won by a length and a half. In the street sense, I tell you, he was about 4 wide going into the first turn, and he was wide throughout that race. He did make a nice move, but he got into the stretch, and well, he just flattened. Getting Joel Rosario. Side by Curlin. He's interesting. So I did the 3-horse. Grittiness, trained by Todd Pletcher. Grittiness is a maiden. He's 0 for 3. Last time I was stretching out to a mile at this racetrack. Finished 2nd. Behind by 2.5. Getting blinkers. Maybe that might help. It's the 4-horse, Grittiness. Chambersville, trained by Ken McPeak. Well, his first 3 races, they've been on turf. I'm not worried about him getting the distance because, well, he's gotten the distance before. He won last time out at a mile and an 8. At Keeneland, the question is, does he want dirt? Well, his sire had no problems at all winning on dirt. He was a Grade 1 winner on dirt. It's the 5-horse, Chambersville. Let's take a look at Cordy. Written by John Velasquez. Trained by Todd Pletcher, and they spent $5 million on this horse. $5 million when you spend that much on yearling. Tell you what, first Saturday in May, he needs to be in that starting gate. Now, you're thinking Kentucky Derby when you drop that much money on a horse. $5 million, my goodness. His debut, he finished 4th. The next time out, his speed figure decreased significantly. That's because he was going so slow on the lead. It's a snail's pace, but he won by 2.5. $5 million. He shouldn't have a problem at all getting a mile and an 8. He's bred for the distance. I will use Cordy on my tickets. Igniter. Richard Dutro should be forward in this race. Might get a nice pace out of this one. His debut, he finished 6th. Then he stretched him out to a mile. Won by a length at this racetrack. Does he want the distance of a mile and an eighth? Say his sire. Well, his sire was a sprinter. Now his dam. Well, dam was a greater stakes winner at a mile and an eighth. I will use Igniter on my tickets. Concarno. His debut finished ninth behind by 13. Stretched him out to a mile, and well, he went gate to wire. Man, that's an impressive win, winning by 7 1/4. And went to Laurel, and he stunk it up. It's awful. He was awful at Laurel. It's the 8 horse, Concarno. Renegade. His debut finished third behind by 18. And next time out, he crossed the finish line first. He was impressive in that race. And they DQ'd him. Wasn't a whole lot of interference going on in that race, but they decided to disqualify him and place him second. That was a very impressive win. Now he's losing John Velasquez. John Velasquez is riding the $5 million horse. And he gets Irad Ortiz. Now I am concerned a little bit with this horse that his last workout here was November 14. I believe he does have a workout from December 1st. It's not published here. So he's missed a couple workouts. Sired by Into Mischief out of a curling mare. You should be able to get the distance of a mile and 8, but be careful with these Into Mischief horses. Some of them can run all day, and others, not so much. I will use Renegade on my tickets. It's the 10 horse, Balboa. Trained by Brittany Russell now. And he started off with Bob Baffert. The second race broke his maiden by 7 3/4, and then, well, they bumped him up in class. He didn't do so well, finishing 5th behind by 9 1/2. Grade 1 American Pharaoh stretched him out to a mile and 16th. Another 5th place finish. Then he sent him to Brittany Russell. Got him some class relief, got him back in distance, and he won by 5 1/4. Now they're going to stretch him out to a mile and an 8. He's bred for the distance, but does he really want a 2-turn race? Should be close to the pace. It's the 10 horse, Balboa. Let's take a look at Talkin', trained by Danny Gargan. Danny Gargan has won this race twice in the last 3 years. This horse in his debut won by a neck, finished ahead of Further Ado. Further Ado is a pretty good horse. Won the Kentucky Jockey Club Stakes. Next time out in the Champagne, finished second behind Napoleon Solo. I like this horse, but I don't like that post position. Post position number 11. It's a short run into the first turn at Aqueduct in a mile and an 8 race. This horse could be caught very wide going into that first turn. Kendrick Carmouche is going to have to work out a trip. It's the 11 horse, Talking. And to close out this field, it's Probably Dreaming. This horse has done well out of 4 races. 3 wins and a 2nd place finish. Last time out at Aqueduct, finished 2nd behind by 3 1/2. It's the 12 horse, Probably Dreaming. As far as getting the distance, well, his sire had no problems at all. Sire was a winner at a mile and 1/4. The dam sire One at 1.125 miles. These are the horses that I'm using. I'm using Paladin, Renegade, Courting, and Igniter. Horse I'm going to pick to win. Let's see if he can improve in his second start. I'm going with Paladin. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Let me know who you're picking in this race. Good luck.